What exercises do I do with my client? Guys, this is the most common question that we get from you guys and students inside the academy. So I brought my girl Erin in to show you guys the top 7 exercises that you could and probably should do with every client. Exercise number 1, the goblet squat. I can tell you guys hands down, this is the most common squatting variation that you're gonna do with clients. There's a lot of barriers for people to backload exercises or Zercher load bars. This is gonna be the most convenient and probably the most effective for so many clients. We'll see how many reps she does in this video. But the other benefit here too is that front loading of the weight gives us a lot of core stability, a lot of core strength while we're training the legs. I can tell you guys, if you have to choose a squat variation for a client, the goblet squat is a go-to every time. Exercise number 2 is the staggered stance, single arm cable row. And I like the staggered stance because this is a great way for us to get some standing core work. We're getting hip stability, we're getting some core stability as her body wants to rotate against this cable. I also like the cable as my first go-to when it comes to pulling variations because it's much easier for me to start her in a perfect position. We don't have the same challenges that you might run into when you're doing things like dumbbell rows. And the other great thing is that we have a lot of opportunity to play with our height over time. Third exercise that you're most commonly going to use with clients is going to be the kettlebell or dumbbell RDL, as you may not have access to kettlebells. I like the kettlebell because oftentimes it's very user-friendly and kind of sits inside of your base of support. But what we're looking for here, nice push back of the hips, and this is a great way for us to start to load the posterior chain. And it's also a great variation we can teach from the top. As we start from the top, we have a much better position. We're already holding good posture, which becomes a lot more challenging when we're picking things up off the ground. And this is definitely your foundational standing hinge exercise. Exercise number 4 is the lateral plank. And I love this one because there are so many variations. It's a really great one to start and build off of. And the version that we have Erin doing here has the bottom knee bent on purpose. A lot of times people go with the straight legs. This allows for a little higher quality position, and it allows her to keep those hips up so we're not only getting some obliques, but we're also getting some good glute medius and just that entire side of the body as well. Next exercise is the slight incline dumbbell press. And the reason I say slight incline is because for a lot of clients, going straight flat press can actually be kind of challenging on the shoulders, and you'll find a lot more people, even just with a little bit of an incline, have a more natural motion in the shoulders. And this is a great way for some of our clients, maybe they're not able to quite do push-ups yet, so we can start with this foundational exercise that nearly every client can do to start building some upper body push and strength. Exercise 6 is the static split squat. You can call it a static lunge, I don't care, but it's the idea that we want to get people training in that split stance, single leg. And oftentimes we skip past this one for forward lunges, reverse lunges, but this is really one of the foundational moves for the entire lunge family. And it gives us a lot of opportunity for variation and progression. We can elevate the front foot, we can elevate the back foot, Bulgarian split squat, but it all starts here with the split squat. Exercise 7 of our top 7 exercises you could and should do with every client is the band rotation. You could also do this as a cable chop, cable rotation. Either way, it's the opportunity to introduce some standing transverse exercise into our client's program. And the nice thing about the bands and the cables is it allows us to start with a very light resistance. Most of our clients don't do a lot of rotation, and this is my number 1 go-to. Exercise selection and programming doesn't need to be complicated. You guys can see from our top 7 moves in this video, they're pretty simple, but they're extremely effective. And whether you're working with a client who's injured or someone who's been training for years, they could very easily fit into their program. And if you want a little cheat code, you guys could take these 7 exercises, plug them in as your entire workout, and you've got a great full body routine.